When I first moved to California, I got a job at Guitar Center, and that was awesome because I met so many extremely, talented, famous, whatever, however you want to look at it. Guitar Center, Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard in the late 80s, it's like there was a lot going on, and I was lucky enough to actually get a job there. It's not like what it is now. Then it was different. There was no computers. We could smoke behind the counter in the store. It was just different. Your deal books and whatever. And so anyways, oddly enough, Bo Diddley was one of my customers. I had a lot of big-time customers, but Bo Diddley was one of my regular customers, and he would come in pretty regular and just hang out with me. Like, I would always be off in this corner playing guitar usually, and yeah, so he would come in, and eventually I would sell him pedals. And so he was like a guy who loved to tinker and build things and mess around with his guitar. And he would bring in this pink guitar. It was like a box, and what he was doing is he was buying foot pedals, and he didn't like pedals on the ground, so he would put the pedals in the guitar. Like, if the guitar had slots in it, like, they would slide in. So he would buy different pedals. I think it would probably hold like maybe 3 or 4 pedals per, in the guitar, and he had these little inserts where he could slide them in, and he could take out different pedals and put in whatever pedals he wanted to use, and he liked to just hit it with his hand. And so anyways, I would sell him his pedals, and we would talk, and he was a guitar guy, and we would just hang and whatever. And so one day we were hanging, and I gotta say, this is probably one of the most definitive lessons I've ever learned. It was just like it was a really cool moment. And so basically what happened was at the time, at the store, they were putting together a pedal display where it was for the Boss, I think it was the company, and then it was like this deal where they might even still have it at the store, where it has like amps sitting on it, and then every pedal that the company made was there on like what would look like a footrest or a wedge that holds open a door, so it's angled like this. So you're sitting in front of this angled thing, and there's different rows, and on each row there's all these pedals, and then there's 2 guitar amps sitting up here. And so guys would come in, girls, guys, whatever, come in, sit down in front of this thing, and then you could basically sit and try every single pedal. They're all there, just step on them, bam, this one, that, We just got this thing, it was brand new. And Bo and I were hanging in the corner, and we were just talking or whatever, and this dude comes in, and he sits down at the in front of the thing, and he's going through the pedals, but he's one of like an 80s shredder, playing a zillion notes, and I noticed right away it caught Bo's attention, and we were talking, and it was a little distracting, obviously, and he just looked over at the guy, like just honed in on him. And I just remember looking at Bo, and he had that look on his face, if you know the movie Trading Places. He's looking at this guy, right? And I'm going, oh God, what's about to happen? So dude stops shredding for a second, and Bo walked right over to him. Dude turns around and looks up, and there he is standing there. I don't think he had a clue who Bo Diddley was. And Bo looked at him and he goes, "Now what are you saying with all that?" And I just thought, wow, what a great way to put it. And I mean, even as a guitar player playing, for over a decade by that time or longer in my life, I never thought of it like that. I never thought of, what are you saying? And so anyways, to have him say that right in front of me to this guy, and the guy didn't really respond. He just kind of looked at him like, Like, I don't remember what the response was because I was so taken by what he had said in just the moment itself. And so anyways, that has stayed with me forever. And in fact, it's probably a huge part of, I would say, introspectively looking at the insecurities within myself and my playing, was like, what am I saying? And if I don't know what I'm saying, how's somebody else gonna know what I'm saying? And if I'm not saying anything, why am I yapping anyways? So I don't know. It was a really heavy deal. It was a big moment for me. So I've always felt as though if you don't have something to say, get off the stage, man. Just get off, you know, unless you're saying something. But anyways, it was a big thing for me to correlate words meaning with notes. So yeah, that was my Bo Diddley story. But yeah, so he was basically, I consider him a friend, you know, yeah, for a long time he would come in and hang.